Let's hope that this is recording this time. It's very embarrassing. I did a bunch of reading stuff off a bottle. I already poured the bottle. I guess I'm going to top it off now. I even read the part in French. Maybe that's why it rejected it. There's a standard dram for me, approximately 40, 50 milliliters, something like that. What we have here is Basil Hayden's Bourbon whiskey from Kentucky. And it says here on the bottle, when Basil Hayden Sr. began distilling his smooth bourbon here in 1796, Kentucky was but 4 years old and George Washington was president. It says it's artfully aged. It's also got a lot of bling. This is copper band, and this is, I don't know, some kind of aluminum or steel. It's a BH for Basil Hayden. On the back it says, artfully aged is Kentucky hillside. In Kentucky hillside rack houses, then bottled at a smooth 40% alcohol by volume, Basil Hayden's sophisticated taste remains true to the old family recipe, which, with more rye than a traditional bourbon, and in trademark spicy finish, it's easy to enjoy Basil Hayden's any way you like. Return for refund where applicable. And down here it has a barcode. Distilled and bottled by Kentucky Springs Distilling Company, Claremont, Frankfort, Kentucky. Okay. I've done this before, but I will do it again because for some reason the recording initially did not take. Okay, right away I'm getting a minty note from the rye. Strong minty note. I'm also, if I dig down, getting some vanilla. And once again, the rye notes. Along with that rye note, the minty note, it's like a spearmint and a wintergreen note from the rye. I'm also getting some dill. There's a bit of dill in there, like a dill pickle, like a kosher dill. The dill and the mint are at the forefront. That's what I got first, and it fills my nostrils up. Yeah, you can tell there's quite a bit of rye in here. I don't know how much, but I would say more than 25% of the mash bill is rye. It's probably even more than that, but it's got to be at least 51% corn to be called a bourbon. A lot of rye. Underneath those minty dill pickle notes, I get some vanilla. There is caramel. It's kind of elusive. You got to come at it from a different angle. But there is caramel in there. Some toffee. Now the rye, the minty rye notes are moving aside. And as I dig deeper, there's more caramel and more vanilla. Digging deep here. And then once again the rye comes back. Okay. We've got the nose pretty much pinned down. It's more rye forward than anything else. Although the other traditional bourbon flavors are there. There is a little bit of cherry, like a little bit of maraschino cherry to it, but it seems to be way back in the background. Way back. Okay, let's taste it. Interesting. It starts as a peanut oil kind of flavor. And then with the peanut oil, I'm getting a bit of licorice on the palate. Black licorice. Black salty licorice. It dries the mouth a bit. It waters the mouth too. Where did that licorice come from? It wasn't there the last time I tried to make this video, but on this second take, which hopefully will record, I got it. There's some of that dill on the nose and some of those peanuts on the nose. Peanut oil on the nose. As I go on along the notes coming from the rye, namely the dill pickle, and the mint, are moving aside. They are just moving aside, leaving room for mouth-watering black licorice, vanilla, and some caramel, but like I said, the caramel, you have to come at the caramel from the side, from a different angle. Because it does not jump up at you unless you dig a bit for it. Vanilla, a little bit salty. Black licorice again. Black salty licorice. I did not get that the first time, but now it's really there. Meanwhile, all of these typical bourbon flavors. Now I come back to the nose again and get mint. Mint and dill in equal measure from the high rye content. There's a little bit of maraschino hiding behind that. I get hints of it every so often. Black licorice, saltiness. There is some caramel and vanilla, but the caramel and vanilla taste kind of watered down. There's a spiciness to the finish. I'm trying to place that spiciness. Allspice. Pepper. Yeah, it's a bit peppery. But still, it would benefit. This at 45% alcohol by volume would be a lot nicer. It's not bad, but it's a good starter for bourbon. If you like your bourbon at a higher ABV, like 45, 51, 62% alcohol by volume. Now I'm getting maraschino cherries. It changes along like a scotch, but it is on the gentler side. It has a lot of flavors, yes, but some of them come across as watered down. This is not a bad starter for bourbon. If you're on a flight and if you want to start somewhere, this is as good a place to start as any. But as you move along, you'll go towards strong bourbons with a higher alcohol by volume. And needless to say, they will have stronger flavors than this. But this is a good whistle wetter. This is a good way to start, and I think I'm going to use it as such and enjoy it as such as I move towards stronger things. And cheers to your very good health.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Yeah.
Did you know? Yeah, I traditionally forget this part. Did you know that I paid $49.29 for this? And did you know that there was 5% goods and services tax and a 10% alcohol tax on this? Did you realize, or maybe you did not, that the thing cost me $56.68 when all was said and done, plus a 10-cent bottle deposit? Well, it did. And $56.78 is what it cost, but I'll get 10 cents of that back. Yeah.